Hello, I'm Vara,
And I'm Roxy.
and you're listening to VCR. Hello, Roxy. How's your day?
Hi. How you doing? How you doing? I'm great. Great,
Good.
fantastic, wonderful. Yes, you.
Mine is terrible, but that's okay. We'll get over it.
Yeah, if you couldn't tell by all of that fantastic, fine, wonderful stuff, that's sarcasm.
Yeah, yeah. So me and Roxy are both having bad days, and
Weeks.
you know,
Bad week.
we're not even the same gender. It's like we're syncing up here. Like our days are
It's like
just
we're having our period at the same
It fucking
time.
like it is just been a bad fucking week. It has started with little things and all kinds of things. Like for example, I'm going to share with the audience because they probably need a good laugh. But went over to Whataburger, got myself a breakfast. I shared this with Roxy. All I wanted was the iced tea. I love the iced tea for some reason at Whataburger. And all I wanted was the stupid iced tea. So I come home, I get myself ready. I'm in the living room, turn on the TV because I'm watching a little TV while I have my little breakfast. Pick up the iced tea cup so I can take that glorious sip. And the entire bottom cracks out and fucking spews all over my fucking living
Oh my
room.
God.
And I was just so fucking angry. I was almost
Was it one of those things where you just kind of stopped and just stared at it as it was happening? Like you're just like, what the hell?
Yeah, yeah, it's all slow motion, all like, you know what? Fuck this. And then the week just progressively got worse.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, just seriously, just fuck this. But yeah, that's the week. So we figured we'd bring you a little dark culture today because we're in such a funky mood. And we're gonna jump into something that I think this is the first for us on the show to tackle this kind of topic. Um, we are bringing you the Mothman.
Ba-ba-ba.
Mothman. So, the Mothman, also known as, if you remember the movie and the book, The Mothman Prophecies. But, Mothman, what is it? It's a bit of cryptozoology. For those of you who have never heard of that word before, let me lay it on you. Cryptozoology is the study of, how do I put this? What they call unattainable or basically non-existing animals. That's the best way to put it. So, like
It's
things
kind of
like,
like paranormal, like
yeah, when you go out to hunt things like the
the
chupacabra,
Yeti,
huh?
like the Yeti,
Like the Yeti, the chupacabra, the
Nessie.
Nessie, Mothman, Bigfoot, Sasquatch, things like that. That falls under cryptozoology because zoology, of course, is a study of animals, right? But cryptozoology is like it's kind of like I don't know.
It's the weird stuff in the world that we are unsure of.
Yes, unsure of or just someone was fucking high in the woods.
I mean, if it's the Appalachians,
I
then
mean, some
anything's possible in those woods,
some fucking
in those
LS
mountains. We don't.
little LSD laced with coke.
Anytime somebody says anything about the Appalachian Mountains, I'm just like, oh,
Like
creepy.
no, mm-mm.
It's scary. I know.
Yeah.
I'm scared.
I'm telling you, it's LSD laced with coke chased by a Mountain Dew chaser. So
A Mountain Dew, yeah.
that's how the hell we end up with this stuff. But who am I to judge? If you believe in it, you believe in it. If you think it exists, it exists. Hey, that's what made X-Files a hit. I believe it's out there. Shit like that.
It is
So,
out there.
who the fuck am I, right? Right.
Yeah. Who are you?
I just a man with a master's.
Oh, Lord. So you're an idiot. Okay, cool. No.
Highly educated idiot.
A highly educated idiot.
So going into it, the Mothman. What is the Mothman? So apparently the Mothman is a human. They literally describe it as a humanoid
Humanoid.
or a winged humanoid,
Hmm.
which okay, I get it. So it's this dark shadow of, let's say, a man for all, but
It
we're
looks
not
like
going to
a
go into
human
gender
shaped
stuff.
body.
Yeah. Human shaped, dark figure, massive red glowing eyes, and
Hmm.
wings, gigantic wings. Now, The thing with Mothman is apparently it only hangs out in the East Coast. It doesn't come down here to the South because
It's
you
too
know
hot.
what?
It's too hot.
It's
And it will get
too
shot.
hot, and there'd be a new something to barbecue at some point.
Oh, gross. Oh, I don't even want to think about that.
You know,
I'll take that
uh,
wang.
the wangs. You want the three-piece wangs with fries
No, gross.
because that's how it rolls down here. But the thing is, uh, so it's this massive creature. No one really knows what it is. No one's even sure if it's people have said the wings are kind of moth-like. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's a moth. What they do say, though, is like when they spot it or there's a sighting of it, there is this, it makes a weird guttural kind of sound, like this
Hmm.
kind of thing. And then it starts screeching at you.
Hmm.
And my understanding, it's never attacked a person. Like there's been no physical markings that it's attacked a person. Okay, that needs to be said. There are no
Right.
reported like it scratched my back or it pooped on my head while flying. There's nothing like that. It
Like the most, it was just like they saw it or it was like flying over their car,
Yeah, and now it
something like
says
that.
there's things that say that it has flown alongside the cars trying to attack the cars. There's no evidence of that. There's no claw marks. There's no dents. There's no, you know, Mothman peed on my car type of situation. None of that. It's just that it can apparently fly extremely fast and it can keep up with a racing vehicle, but that's all we really know.
Right.
There is no absolute physical evidence of this. Now, let me tell you where a little bit of the inspiration to do this show came from. So last week I was watching Unsolved Mysteries, the newest one out on Netflix. I think there's only 4 or 5 episodes. It's not a whole lot of them, right?
Hmm.
But one of the episodes was called Mothman Revisited because back in the day when Robert Stack used to do Unsolved Mysteries, he did the Mothman, episode. But let me tell you, there's nothing more scarier than Robert Stack in an Unsolved Mysteries moment. Like having that man stand there and stare at you and being like, "Have you ever been kidnapped, placed in a trunk, and fed rats?"
No, I have not.
That's the way the episodes will start. I'm like,
Yeah.
"No, Robert, I haven't."
I don't think so.
Why? Why are you asking me?
You know what? Yeah, last Tuesday.
So it's like, Robert Stack just had that voice that would like,
Yeah.
hello, have you ever been kidnapped and placed in a trunk and then beaten till they thought you were dead, then left outside only to discover a chupacabra? That those were the weird rides that the original Unsolved Mysteries would
Hmm.
put you on. So it was that, and now we have the new version, and they revisited Mothman, and there's some interesting stuff about it. So let's jump into it. So Mothman isn't exactly something that is seen nationwide. Apparently, it has popped up in this Pleasant Point, Wisconsin. It's in the
Hmm.
Wisconsin. It's in Illinois.
West
Apparently in
Virginia.
Virginia. It's in that kind of tri-state area, but nowhere else. Now, it has been rumored that there are 161 sightings of Mothman. Yes, Roxy.
It was said that it was international because some people across the pond said that they saw it.
They got a hold of that bad LSD too. But
Right.
so the ones here in America have been kind of interesting. Like I said, it's mostly Chicago. And the weird thing is it's mostly in Chicago.
Hmm.
Like, they have sightings elsewhere, but the majority of the activity is in Chicago, and apparently it's not far from the airport.
Mm.
Why is it hanging around the airport? I don't know, but it is. So
It's
just
that weird thing that the guy saw on Twilight Zone hanging from the airplane wing.
from, from the wing, like tearing up the wing and
Yeah.
everything. Oh my good, that was a good one. That was actually a
Oh,
good
that's a good one.
episode. But yeah, so you have that happening, and again, no attacks. It just apparently
There were
it
just
seems.
sightings of it all over the place. Like I don't know if you were gonna bring it up, but they had seen it on that one bridge right before it collapsed,
Yes,
like
yes.
20 minutes before it had collapsed. So what was it? The Silver Bridge?
Yeah, the Silver Bridge.
Yeah.
So there was a now this is also what the Mothman Prophecy book is based on, and the Mothman Prophecy movie is based on. The movie's based on the book, and the book I think was published in the 70s, and it just really that's the thing that really brought Mothman out there is someone wrote a book on the sightings and the bridge collapse. And so this just became a big, big deal. But yeah, Mothman apparently was spotted before the bridge collapsed. But here's the weird thing. They said that it was multiple Mothmen. Like it wasn't
Mm.
just the one that some people reported seeing multiple ones, or maybe it was just the one going around and
Circling.
then the
Right.
bridge collapsed, which killed quite a few people.
It did.
And the Mothman Prophecy movie is actually really good. You need to check it out. Richard Gere, I forget what the was it Diane Lane or no, it wasn't Diane Lane. It was someone else. But really great movie dealing with that event. So that sadly is kind of like where we start pinpointing a lot of Mothman prophecies because a
Hmm.
lot of the things I've kind of read about it is like after this occurred, after the bridge collapsed, and then it brought attention to the Mothman, because of course this is national news. And back then, again, you have to remember, 60s, we don't have the internet yet. You know,
Right.
internet is like 30 years later in the 90s.
Barely had phones. House
Right.
phones.
You had radio news, you had newspaper news, you had the 10 o'clock news at 9, which would come on.
10 o'clock news at 9.
Yeah, it's a joke. Anyway, so but yeah, it's that kind of ship that would you would learn the news from it. And it
Right.
wasn't widespread. Like, it was mostly local news, but nationally, when something like a bridge collapse and so many hundreds of people die, that makes it. But
Oh yeah.
then the thing that really makes it is like people say, I saw Mothman. And you're gonna have a journalist there be like, what the fuck is a Mothman, ma'am? So Mothman was this, it's big black wings and it did this, and then the bridge collapsed, and then, so then that started getting into the news that there are these sightings. Now, it has been rumored, and I'm just putting this out because, I'm just sharing both sides of the story. We don't pick sides here on the VCR show. But it was also rumored that because those stories got out, it brought a lot of attention to a very small area, and it became very profitable because people were
Hmm.
going there in hopes to see this Mothman thing. So they start flocking there, they start buying things, they start staying in hotels, so it was also said that the concept of Mothman may have been fueled due to
Mm.
this. Now, I'm not here to say yes or no. It's not my job to say that. But what I do know is if we look at a map, and actually I'm going to bring that up. Roxy, ready for me to do something I haven't done in a while?
Share your screen with me?
Yes, let me do what I do and share screen with you. Yeah. So anyway, so what we have here is some sightings and oh wow, I'm right on it. So here's our map, and then you have, as you can see, most of it's in the Illinois and all this other good stuff. You have a lot of Mothman sightings here. So let's just pick one at random. I'm gonna pick this one, Roxy. It says, okay, reported on July the 5th, 2019. Let me clicky on that, see if it does anything. But then you have a lot of these other large black animal flying. Clicky, and also 2019 that was reported. I'm not saying bat winged something. God, I love that description. That is a batwing something. Uh,
Batwing something.
summer of 2019 over here in wherever this is. So you have these reports coming in, and these are just some of the ones that quite a few appearances in 2019 are occurring here. So that's kind of interesting. Flying Witch, February the 25th. That's
Flying witch. They didn't, they saw me?
maybe, I don't know. But
Damn.
yeah, so they've called in reported flying witch, man-sized bat bird thing. God, I love these
Inside
descriptions.
bat bird.
That is literally the description. Man-sized bat bird thing, summer 2019. Does it give me a little more extra? Oh, here we are. M- Man reported sighting of man-sized bat bird thing, literally in
Bat
quotes,
bird.
in Franklin Park, Illinois. The Illinois. So, you know, I don't know. 2019, apparently this thing was very busy. I,
I mean, he had to remind people that he is around still.
yes, like, I am the Mothman or Mothra, whatever it prefers to be called. And that's kind of what happens there. And of course there's an ad that pops up. But you have these interesting little sightings. Let me see if I can't go back a little further. Uh, Actually, let me just pick another one at random, see if it takes me to a different year. 2019. Everything is just 2019 over here.
Well,
Must
because
have been a
you
lot
have
of,
the 2019 tab open, that's why.
oh, probably. Let me move you over and let me scroll it up. So 2019. Oh, let's see if there's anything happening in 2020. Um,
Mm.
yeah, there's some things happening in 2020. A huge owl. Okay, my God, let me click on this. It's a huge owl that had glowing red eyes, June 30th of 2020. And this
Mm.
took place in what place did this take place in? Witness reported witnesses, so it's more than one person, reported terrifying encounter with huge owl that had glowing red eyes at O'Hare International Airport, July 16th, 2020. So Mothman's busy. He likes hanging out at the airport because, like I said in earlier things, you know, it was just really mostly hanging out at the airport for some
Just
reason.
likes hanging out by the airport, that's
Yeah,
all.
it's like he likes to travel. I get it. Totally fucking get it. I like to travel
Mhm.
too. Now I know this thing does go further back, uh, but it's not really showing me all the other stuff. But apparently Mothman has been appearing since the 1960s. All right.
Yes.
Um,
67, I think.
yes, I believe that's right. 1967. Let me click.
66, actually, 66 to 67
We're just
were the
one
first
year off.
report.
That's not bad for accuracy here. So, I love this. Not to be confused with Owlman. So apparently there's an Owlman that I need to fucking go learn
Right,
about.
we need to look up who that is.
I was like, what the fuck's an Owlman? What? What? Not to be, and it specifically says not to be confused with it. So I'm assuming maybe one of these guys got it wrong, reported Mothman, but it
Maybe.
was really Owlman, you know. Who am
Oh,
I,
man.
right? That Mountain Dew, let me tell you, that's some powerful shit right there. So Mothman in West Virginia folklore is a humanoid creature reportedly seen in the Point Pleasant area from November 15th, 1966 to December 15th, 1967. The first newspaper reported a report was published in the Point Pleasant Register, dated November 16th, 1966, titled Couple See Man-Sized Bird Creature Something.
Man-sized bird creature. Got it.
No, man sized creature something. I
Something.
love that.
Okay. Something.
Best title ever.
Yes.
The national press soon picked up the reports and helped spread the story. across the United States. The source of the legend is believed to have originated from the sighting of out of migration. Um, oh, I read this earlier, sandhill cranes and herons. So they said it could have been, like what so someone reports, "Oh my God, we saw this massive man owl something creature thingy." And I guess, they said it was also like the migration season for sandhill cranes and
Yeah,
herons, which is entirely possible. That is
could
entirely
be.
possible. Even Unsolved Mysteries showed a video where like this guy was like, "Oh my God, it's Mothman," and they zoomed in on it closer and closer and closer because it was something like a little dot on a screen, and
Uh-huh.
it ended up being a
A
crane.
crane.
So, who am I to say one had one too many Mountain Dews, was driving, and saw a Mothman?
Yeah.
Ah, so let's jump into how this spreads a little bit more. The creature was introduced to a wider audience by Gary Barker in 1970 and was later popularized by John Clean in his
Mm.
1975 book, The Mothman Prophecies, claiming that there were paranormal events related to the sighting and the connection to the collapse of the Silver Bridge. The book was later adapted in a 2002 film starring Richard Gere. This is all true.
Mm.
Richard Gere was in that
Yes,
movie.
he was.
Now, check this out, Roxy.
I'm checking.
There's a annual festival in Point Pleasant
Oh,
that's all about the Mothman.
that's cool.
Isn't that the coolest? Just kind of coolio. So,
Yeah.
uh, here's why I'm going to discredit this thing. It says in 1966, two young couples from Point Pleasant. So they're young, they're snorting the Mountain Dew,
Snorting the Mountain Dew.
they're on a Mountain Dew high, and they see the Mothman. That it makes sense to me.
Right.
Roxy, if you want to defend them, knock yourself out. But I'm telling you, it's the dew.
You think? You think it's the dude? You don't think it
I,
could actually be the Mothman?
no, I
No,
don't.
you don't think so? It
But
could be.
I mean, what do I know?
Right, exactly. What do you
I,
know?
I mean, exactly. What do I know? But what I do know is there is a museum dedicated to the Mothman in Point Pleasant, West Virginia. So you can go check out this museum, and it is literally titled the world's only Mothman Museum. I am loving these fucking titles coming out from this area, like big
It's
creature
funny.
bird something or big creature bat thing. I'm just really
Big creature bat
loving.
thing.
I'm,
Yeah, the descriptions here are
I
wonderful.
think they are just so on point. Like in this one, that has to say it in the title, the world's only Mothman Museum. The
Right. Like we weren't
only
aware that you
Mothman
were
Museum.
possibly the only.
Yes. So let's take a look here. What kind of Mothy Man? Oh, this is a little moth. I can see you having this in your house, honestly.
I would actually love that in that little corner over there.
Yeah, see, I can totally see you having this in there. And it says, "Welcome to the only Mothman Museum plus store." I noticed that plus store. You can go ch Oh, this is reasonably priced, people. This is reasonably priced. Ages 11 to
Yeah, it is.
adults is 4.99. Children 10 and under is $1.99, and they accept Visa and MasterCard.
Can't find that nowhere.
You, I don't know another museum that is that affordable. I mean, wow. Oh, look at their paraphernalia. Should we enter the museum or do you want to take a look at some merchandise?
Let's look at the museum.
Oh, you totally threw me off. I figured you'd want to look at the merch, but okay. Let's check out the Mothman Museum. All right, so we're on the Virtual Mothman Museum, and it says, Discover, uncover the truth that lies behind the legend of the Mothman. See the largest collection of props. I love that. Props and memorabilia from the movie The Mothman Prophecy in the town where the Mothman sightings and encounters actually occurred. Wow. Oh, look at that little nifty neato
Yeah, they have a
Mothman
statue. I
statue.
saw a video
Hmm.
where people started putting like money in its butt.
Oh my God.
In the statue's butt. Like they're putting money like as an offering, I guess. But somebody thought it would be funny to put the money in the butt.
Yeah. Yeah, I can.
Ah, so funny.
Wow, that's okay. That's a bit much. But this is an interesting rendition of the Mothman. I mean, check out those abs, though. I
For
mean, no
real.
joke. I mean, homeboy's swole, as they say. I mean, look at those
Yeah.
biceps. That
They just look
chest,
like bones. It just looks like rib bones, but it's muscle, I guess.
it's just pure muscle. Look at that chest. Look at those pecs. I don't think those wings are strong enough to carry this man.
I wonder if he's single.
Yeah, there you go. Ah. So this is adorable Mothman. It's kind of almost a goldish color, and it
Right.
literally looks like it has moth slash butterfly wings on top of this freakishly ripped, mothy human looking thing. And there is the little flying thing that's going to be in Roxy's room one day. And
Not my
then
room. Definitely not my room.
not your room. Okay.
No.
And then you have a bunch of interesting props and press clippings and footage from this type of thing, including, oh, this looks interesting, UFO activity and Mothman
Oh.
articles. I was like, wow, that's kind of interesting. Oh, here it is. A life-size replica of Mothman waits to greet you as you enter our museum. Don't forget to bring your camera, it
Bring
says.
it.
So this is, see, but here these don't look like moth wings. These look like bat wings.
They do. They look like gargoyle
They
wings.
look like gargoyle bat wings. The exhibits include this collection of paper articles, but
Newspapers,
yeah, basically
article clippings.
a suit. What is this suit here? John Keel,
It
the
was,
paranormal investigator and author of the Mothman Prophecies, decided to focus his investigation on Point Pleasant as I guess this is his suit that the Mothman may or may not have peed on. I'm just adding that in.
maybe.
Could have, I don't
I'm
know.
gonna say he did.
Who were the men in black? So this is dealing with apparently
It might be.
Mothman was okay, so interesting.
They had to come delete, zap everybody's memories.
Exactly. They didn't do a great job because there are like websites dedicated to this thing. So
They
you have,
missed a couple.
oh look, you can put your little head there like he's carrying you
Yeah.
off.
Ah.
Yeah, isn't that cutesy wootsy? I know Roxy's right now going to tell me we need to take a vacation too. This
I'd be
means
down to go check out the Mothman.
let's check out the Mothman Festival, shall we? Okay, September 16th and 17th of 2023 was the last festival.
Oh, I
Uh
wonder if they're doing one this year.
I would have, it says annual. I don't know why they wouldn't. So you have Men in Black people. Boba Fett apparently is there. There are some Ghostbusters. That makes sense. Is that a Mothman ice cream of some sort?
Yeah, looks
Mothman
like it,
food.
yeah.
Mothman food for all kids. Uh, they have just some really interesting stuff here. A guy walking around as Mo Mothman art.
I bet it's
It,
hot in
it's
there.
like it's like a whole little pop-up situation going here for the Mothman. Wow. I was not expecting that. So you got a Mothman festival. And it looks like it's pretty well attended.
Yeah, it does.
Um, so let's do something that Roxy definitely enjoys. Let's check out what you could buy from the Mothman shop.
Ooh.
Oh, well, I'm not gonna lie, that hoodie caught my eye. These hoodies kind of caught me.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh, hoodie. Oh, that's kind of neat. All right, so let's take a look at what kind of paraphernalias. I will
There's a
let
Mothman escape room.
Holy shit. Mothman 66 Escape Room. T-shirts, hoodies, monster sale, youth wear, baby wear,
Babies.
hats, patches, novelty items. Roxy, you take your pick. What would you like me to click on? There's books and DVDs. Uh,
Let's look at the novelty stuff.
you want to look at some novelty stuff?
Yeah, why
Okay.
not?
Where was it? I know I saw it. Novelty
Yeah.
items and drinkware. Let's see what you can get with a moth on it. Uh, so you got some coffee mugs here for around $15 with various types of Mothman type of stuff,
Mm-hmm.
including cartoon Mothman, and you have Mothman blend coffee. Holy shit, you have Mothman blend coffee. Oh, you have a shot glass. Look at that. It's kind of a nice shot
Mhm.
glass too. Have some koozies.
Some hot sauce.
You have a frisbee. You have hot sauce for $8. You have collectible coins. Mothman hunting permit. How funny.
That's funny.
Tumblers. Oh, you have little plushies. You have little plushy Mothman. I will
I
admit
like the other one.
this one here is cute.
The pillow. I like that one.
Oh, that one? Yeah, I
Yeah.
can see you totally loving that. Mothman license plates. So, as you can see, I'm not saying tactical unit, real military dog tags. Oh my God. Uh, so as you can see, I'm not saying that it's not real, but I am saying that the economy in which this is based on is pretty real. Yeah, I guess it doesn't mean that, the Mothman isn't real. So I'm just gonna check out the
The
Mothman
escape room.
escape room and let's see, it's an experience and it doesn't tell me how much it cost.
Hmm.
Hmm, that's kind of
Click on that
sad.
link.
Mothman escape room, step back in time, so you're going to 1966. Escape room one, two, or three. Roxy, which one would you like?
3. Then let you click on it.
Nope. I guess those are just pictures of it. But again, does not tell me how much the
Well, click on book now.
I'm gonna click on book now, because why not? $79.
The $80.
Yeah.
Then go through the escape room.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and it doesn't get cheaper. Someone said really fun. So
Five
good.
stars, really fun.
The escape room was fun, interesting, and challenging. The staff did a fantastic job. Well, good for them. That just sounds
Awesome.
all kinds of delightful there. Let me go back and go into what I really wanted to go into, hoodies.
The hoodies.
Let's look at some Mothman hoodies here. $40 for a Mothman hoodie, different little varieties. I'm kind of partial to this color over here, but women's crop top ones. Ooh, this is kind of nice, don't you think,
Yeah, I
Roxy?
like that one.
Yeah.
And then I
So
like the black one, of course.
this one here too.
No,
The This one?
yeah, that one.
That is a nice one. I will say that is a nice. It's Mothman PT Pleasant hoodie. So very cool, very, very cool. But yeah, so there's a museum, there are these sightings, little bit about the Mothman type of thing. People who report it looking like a man-sized bat bird thing is still my favorite.
I love the descripts.
Yep, they're just so creative. Everyone's so creative, you know? But
I
that's a
miss
little.
that lady.
I
Everyone's
mean,
so creative.
everyone's so creative. I miss her videos. Like, where did she go?
I
She doesn't
know. Where did
pop
she
up
go?
for me. But yeah, I miss her videos. Anyway, so getting into it, if you have a Mothman prophecy or a sighting of some sort that you would like to share with us, and
Please
we
share
know
it with
you're
us.
probably going to keep it to yourself, but if you would like to confess it here on the VCR, you can do so to our social medias, which are going to be, you can email us to the VCR show at gmail.com, our website, thevcrshow.com, social medias, the VCR show, and our YouTube at Roxy Perez. No kidding, the VCR show.
Just kidding.
And in case you want to take Roxy on a Mothman tour of some sort, you can set date up with our lovely and talented model Roxy Perez at her social medias, which are
On Facebook at Roxy Perez Curvy Model, on Instagram at PopRox428, and on TikTok at ThePopRoxx. And PopRoxx is spelled Poproxx.
and as always, I'm Vada.
And I'm Roxy.
And you've been listening to VCR, to
Yes,
VCR.
to VCR.
I'm
That's what you've
having
been
a
listening
day, people, just a
to.
day.
You have been listening to him, CR.
Oh my God, yes, the VCR show.
Bye.
Bye and enjoy. Oh, and one side note, I do want to put a side note because I have a bunch of little clips I was discovering when I was brushing through our 200th anniversary. So I'm going to start throwing out little VCR clips here and there of some of our past interviews and stuff. So look for that fun content popping up.
Yay.
But until then, bye.
Bye.
You have been listening to VCR, creative content by Richard Christopher Vara and Roxy Perez. Logo by Richard Christopher Vara with assistance from Annie Ramirez. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can reach us at thevcrshow@gmail.com or our social medias at Instagram and Twitter at the VCR Show. And you can also check out our content at thevcrshow.com. The show's song is Addict by Nefex, instrumental, and you can find them on YouTube Music Library.